So, Manchester United 0, Manchester City 3. One more defeat at home to our neighbours after being very obviously and very emphatically outclassed by them. And in very simple terms, we are very bad. Once again painful, nowhere near good enough, utterly frustrating and very underwhelming. United have now lost 7 games already this season and it isn't even November yet. For 10 years we see the exact same pattern. Good, promising, talented players coming to the club, and after a few months or maybe after a season they seem far worse than what they were before they joined United. That means that something else is wrong. It is not only on the players. This is not a direct hint at Erik ten Hag. He definitely has a big part of the responsibility, but getting rid of another manager does not solve United's problems. In the last 10 years, we have had every type of manager and the same thing happens over and over again. For some reason, we go through a phase where we seem to be completely planless. And I also cannot constantly, after every bad performance and every bad result, accept the excuse of the Glazers. I am not expecting this team, under this ownership, to compete for the title. Bad ownership does not justify abysmal performances. Players and manager have their share of the blame and they must do a lot better. We have played 14 games this season in all competitions. From all those 14 games, we can say that we watched United play decent football only in the first half against Tottenham and in the cup game against Crystal Palace. In all other games, we have watched a poor United team, very poor. And that cannot be excused by constantly blaming the ownership. It has been very obvious that most of the players that were good last season have been very poor now. And one of our most important players, Marcus Rashford, has been extremely poor this season. And I do understand fans' frustration and criticism. I feel the same. But it is important to ask 2 questions on this subject. Why did he have a great season last year? And why is he so poor this year? The answers to those 2 questions are definitely not going to be coincidence or luck. There are reasons. You cannot expect a player to perform and produce when the way the team is playing this season is completely not to his strengths. And the same applies to other players as well. In order to get the most out of your players, you need to have a plan that helps them play to their full potential. A manager needs to utilize his players' strengths. Unfortunately, it feels like we are going backwards, and with how bad things look now, I am not sure or confident that the return of the injured players can make enough of a difference. And the worrying reality is that things could be even very easily, even worse than what they are right now. Against Wolves at Old Trafford, Wolves deserved the penalty. Against Copenhagen, if it wasn't for Onana saving a penalty in the last second of the game, we could already be out of this season's Champions League. Things for United are really bad and they could be even worse. I really hope that Erik ten Hag can turn things around, but in order to do that, he will need to take some very drastic and big decisions. If I had to guess, I would say that he has probably until Christmas to hopefully get things looking a lot better.